Hello. So in this lesson, we're going to pick an image to edit. So straight away, let's start with food. Yes, let's start with food. So this was an image I shot some time back. So there are two ways to open Snapseed. You see this share button right here. It should be somewhere on your phone. You can see Snapseed, or you open the app itself and you click on open. Now for easy reference, I saved mine in a folder, MPE folder, unedited. Okay, so yes, this is it, and that's it. So if you remember in the previous lesson, I said these two areas were grayed out. So if you click on here, it just shows you details about the image, the type of device that was used to shoot this image, the camera, 12 megapixels, the day, the time. Actually, for security purposes, there are apps that strip this image of these kind of details, because if you put this picture on the internet using reverse engineering software, they can track you, and you see even the map coordinates, it shows where exactly this image was taken. So it usually safety wise is advised that you maybe I would look for the app or the platform that strips images of this kind of details, then I'll drop it on the group. For now, let's get started. So this is the basic interface. Can you see my cursor? Just imagine this cursor to be my finger. So this other place too shows the edit stack. So undo, redo, revert, view edits. Now revert takes it back to, with time you get it. Let's just so we have styles here, we have tools, we have exports. So let's start with first. Styles shows saved instructions or steps. I don't want to say styles again. So if I click on last edits, the last thing, the last image I had edited before opening this particular one, Snapseed saves all these steps, all the places I clicked, and now saves it as a style. Last edits. You can click on portraits, you can click on smooth, you can click on pop, you can click on the different styles accentuate, that there are different styles that come with the platform itself. So let's see, we have faded glow, morning bright, even black and white. Then I created my own style. Actually, you can, if you tap here, by the time you've done some editing, this particular button will be active. So when you click on it, you can now save it as your own particular style. I saved this for a particular picture, and I liked the way it came out on that picture. It definitely doesn't look great here, definitely not, so we're canceling it. Then another option, manage my looks. This is a particular style I created. So if I had created other ones, when you come to this place, when you click on here, to show you all of them, then you can choose to edit it, you can choose to rename it, rather you can choose to delete it. So straight down to business. Now this is the middle, this is the center, the core of the app itself, this tools section. So I'll just give you a brief walkthrough. You don't need to know all of this right now before you can edit this picture. Every tool here you see here has something they will do for the occasion. So if this picture was the picture of, say, someone who had her face made up, the tools you would go for are based on the fact that you are editing a made up face, for a makeup artist. But this is food, so we have to pick what we have to pick the tools that work with this image. So before you start editing, take a look. What do you want to achieve with this? Right now it looks quite dark. I'd like it to be much more vibrant. This is my own preference. I'd like it to be much more vibrant. And what is this leg doing here? That's my leg, but what are these toes doing here? I want the picture to be the focus, and I want it to be sharp. I don't want to over edit. Emphasis. I just want it to be sharp enough, that when we post it online, it's entering the eyes of the viewer. So that is it for me. So first things first, prepare your image for social media. If you're going to be posting online, prepare it for social media. And what I mean is this: crop the image to fit Instagram's dimension recommendations, or Facebook, or just generally social media. So the first thing to do is crop, right? So you come to tools and you see crop. Now, based on your type of device, the bigger the device or the smaller the device, these tools would be rearranged in a way that they fit your screen size. So I used to use a smaller phone, and crop was somewhere around here, but this particular screen I'm using is 6 inches, so crop is here. So just in case you don't see crop where you saw it in this video, not to worry, everything is still in order. So you come to crop, and then you see different crop types here, different types of crop here. So Instagram, I'm using Instagram because when we say social media, it's majorly Instagram, or most times Instagram. So we have square, we have 4x3 and 5x4. These are the 3 you should take into consideration when you're posting on social media generally. Square is 1x1, that's 1x1. Then 4x3, 4:3. I'm just calling it 4x3. When you click on it, you can choose to rotate it, see, or like this, rotate it. This button here, rotate it. So 4x3, 5x4, 7x5 is not entirely recommended. So let's go back to square. Now obviously this is not going to work, so we do 4x3, and then you now drag at the end. I'm trying to make sure that the tools do not display. I don't need them. So then drag to the middle. And the thing is, one other thing about product pictures is that they don't always have to be perfect, because if they are too perfect, or perfect in quotes, people would think you went to the internet to copy these pictures. But you see, when these pictures have a sort of imperfection, people will get the idea that, oh, you just snapped it with your phone, meaning the product is there with you. It's not something you just went to the internet to copy. Then so now we have our tools out of the way. The food is more of the focus right now, and then the next thing I want to do is appearing too dark for my liking. I want to brighten it a little bit. So based on that preference, what's the next set of tools I will go after? Now we have details, curves, white balance, yada yada yada. Take the time to just read through these tools. I have a course where I took the time to explain all of them and the primary functions for each of them, but right now just going to the meat of the matter. So I go to tune image. Now tune image is another very important section of Snapseed, because that's where that's where you find a lot of tools under this subsection. So if you see this icon here, it looks like a magic wand. When you click on it, it's ideally supposed to magically adjust the image. But if you're not satisfied, you can undo. Well, sometimes I just click on it just to get it started, then from there I now build my own. So when you click on this adjust. Sometimes you don't need to click on it, just slide your finger up or down on the screen, and these things will, and this dialog box will pop up. So let's go with I said it's too dark, so let's see, go with a bit more, increase the brightness a bit more, you know. Now what I'm doing is I am actually sliding my finger to the right. That's what's happening. If you see this cursor, just imagine dragging your finger, you know, to the right actually. Then this looks a bit better. Then slide up, slide your finger up. Let's see, you know, what do I want to achieve again? Okay, I want it to be sharper, so come to shadows. Now sometimes there's something I do, I usually drag left and right just to see how far the effect I'm selecting can go. So, and sometimes I don't always even figure out what set of tools to click. I just go in and then I play, and then I now find out what I'm looking for. So I just clicked on highlights. Now highlights is used to determine the amount of whiteness in an image. So look at this rise. Now this rise part now is the white part. If you reduce the highlight, if you increase it, look at what happens. Of course, we're trying to ensure that the rise is realistic. So saturation, yes, this looks quite realistic. Then contrast. Now this is what contrast does. Can you see? If you reduce it, if you increase it, so everything should be done in moderation actually. Then brightness, so we've increased brightness already. So ambience, look at what ambience does. Look at it. I won't be able to explain all of this in this video. I'm just giving you the bare basics because of time factor actually. So this is what warmth does. Now for me, what does a plate of white rice and beans and turkey with some sauce on it look like? Does it look so warm? Does it look too cold? You know, so this is just right. If I put it back at 0, it still looks realistic, but I prefer to bring it down a bit. Yeah. Then look at this button at the top right here. When you click on it, it shows you how far you've come. Can you see the change is quite drastic? The change is quite drastic. Can you see? Can you see? This is a histogram. It shows the color, the color history. Actually, you don't need it for now. It's not entirely important for now. Yeah, so look at this. From time to time, always click this at the top right. Always click this to show how far you're coming and to give a sense of direction of where you're headed. So if you click on OK, you how did I do this? Just tap and hold on your screen. It will show you. When you tap and hold on the screen, it takes you to the original image, and then when you leave it, it shows you how far you've come. And then come to tools again, come to white balance. Let's see what white balance does. You know, then let me show you. Drag up and down, so temperature, then tint. Yes, so let's leave the tint at 0 for now. Then increase the temp, reduce the temperature. Should we increase? Now one thing to also notice that I'm not looking at the figure, the temperature figure increasing or decreasing. I'm looking at the image itself, but my finger is sliding between left and right to see how realistic it is. So let's say we come here. Yes, let's say we come here for now. Then we go, then go to sorry. Then we go to tools. Then we go to details. Now details is where, in layman's English, details just has to do with sharpness. You know, so if you slide your finger up and down, you will see structure, you will see sharpening. What I usually recommend is start with sharpening first. The changes are not so dramatic, but if you come to structure, look at this. Can you see this? Can you see the difference? Can you see the difference? Can you see? So if you come back to 0 and drag it gradually, then the sharpness, then see this top right again, before, after, before, after, before, after, you know. And so we click enter. So you once again tap and hold on the screen. It takes you to the end, I mean to the beginning, actually the beginning, whatever, the beginning, you know, shows you the first image. Then wow, you know, this is looking. But again, what else do I want to do to this picture? The plate is looking, the perspective of the plate is not looking like it's directly facing me. So I want to I want to bend the plate, kind of like let it face me directly, you know. So I come to tools, then come to perspective. Now you have tilt, you have rotate, you have scale, you have free. Now what I want to do is this. I want to, like I said, I want the plate to face me, like come towards me. So if I slide my finger down like this, can you see? See, it's quite intelligent, you know. If I slide my finger down like this, it, and then before, after, can you see the difference? Can you see what I'm saying? Can you see? Then you see this magic wand here, it shows the automatic way to do it. So let's try and see what it will bring out. Click on it, and you know, it streamlines it a bit, you know. It looks quite realistic now. Yeah, it looks it's not bad, it's not a bad idea. See, so if you press and hold again, look at, you know. Now look at this area here, this bottom left, you know. Let's crop it out, because due to the perspective correction, that part was not able to render properly. So let's see how far we can crop. How far can we go? Then how far can we go? Let's see. It's not entirely noticeable actually, but I just feel like well, see, oh well. But look at it, I mean, see. Then one other thing, it doesn't look, it looks a little slanted. See, this is the horizontal. Can you see? This is the horizontal, but the plate looks like it's slanting at an angle. So let's see how we can correct that. Come to tools, come to rotate. Now once you open this, use your two fingers to sorry, that's when you go back. This is what I was trying to say. You can use your two fingers to pinch in or out, you know. So when it comes to tools, rotate, then let's see if we can get it to, by sliding your finger up, it rotates this way. When you slide it down, it rotates this way. So let's see if it's able to align. Yes, I think that is it. Yes, this is it. Now look at, I mean, there's just an obvious difference. Then sometimes I just feel like let it be a bit sharper. So I go back to details and then I drag again just to see what happens, you know, because I want it to enter the eye of the viewer very well. Then we go to saturation and see how far we can. Okay, no, let's not take it too far. Let's not take it too far. What about warmth? Now make sure you watch the rice. Make sure it's still looking like rice. This is not bad. Well, then take tools, white balance, you know. So let's see. Nah, nothing to do here. So I think my work here is done. You know, this is it basically. See. Now let me give you one pro tip. If you don't have a logo, look at this place called text. You click on text, and then you can now write your brand name in any of these font styles. The reason I say so is because okay, look at it here, but you can change the color to white. Yeah, any color of your choice, actually, but just say white. Now, the reason why I usually encourage people to watermark their pictures is because it can be stolen, can be used by anybody, and man, how are you going to be able to defend that? It's your work, you know. But if you have that somewhere, written somewhere, you know, it's a safety measure pending when you get your own logo. And there is a way to actually stamp your logo on your mobile phone. From your mobile phone. You know, there's an app that does that. I would let you guys know about the app later. But for now, I think we're done. One more time, look at it. This is pretty. This is sellable now. This is not bad, but this is also realistic. You know, this is quite realistic. You know, what we did was just to clean it, touch it up. You know, we're not trying to change everything, just make it look much more sellable. You know, so then the next section of the app is export. So if you notice, when you open the app, you move from left to right, so you click on export. Now when you click on share, it means it opens up a dialog to share to. First of all, it saves, then it now opens up a dialog to share to social media or wherever. But if you click on save, it saves as a JPG. If you click on export, it exports. You remember these settings here where we saved as PNG? Yes. So when you click on export, that is what it exports as, a PNG. Now if you want to export to a specified folder, you click on export as. So I, for instance, will want to export in the edited folder, and so I can choose to rename it here and save, you know, save basically, you know. So we'll give it some time, depending on your device and depending on how heavy the image is, because I shot the image in 4K resolution. So now when you now come to share, because you've already saved it doesn't have to save again. Now you can decide to share on any platform of your choice. Then if you now want to send it to another app, you know, you can now choose to send it to another app of your choice. Yes, so we've come to the end of this class. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Let's go to the next class. See you in the next class.